There we go. Should be live on YouTube now. Yak, Paolo, Amelia, Paya, how we doing? All right, so okay, we're looking at gold at the minute. We will be looking at the NASDQ. Things I'm gonna look at on gold. So, Jacqueline, C, how we doing, guys? Listen, I can say hello right now while we're looking, while we're just starting. Hey, from New Zealand. What time is it there? About 11 o'clock at night, something like that? Whereabouts in New Zealand are you, buddy? Andy Maitkin, how are we? Look forward to seeing you in June, June 28th, 29th. Uh, j- you're just currently in a cell. Okay. Auckland, New Zealand, lovely. Okay, so I'm only looking for buys on gold at the minute. Okay, I'll explain why. Listen, as you can see, we've got this is from this analysis is from this morning, which was basically this area was going to be a no trade range. But since this morning, what we've done is we've created new highs. We had a lovely trade on from buyers above 33.82. Oops, let me just move that back. And this line here was at 33.90 where we take out full trade. So close it all completely. Now what we're looking for is what we call a BPC trade in our community. So that means breakout, pullback, continuation. Um, sorry, 1 second. Let me just say hi to the guys on YouTube. So we've got 3 minutes until we're due to start, but hi, Jacqueline. The Fragrance Lab. Good to see you guys. Yes, we've started early. I am a stickler for being early when it comes to the charts. Uh, okay, 1 second. There we go. Right. So let's just zoom out a little bit so we can see what's happened. So we broke these highs and we've continued to push higher. Now this level can go for me now. I don't need it in anymore because we've broken out and we've continued to create new highs. So what I'm looking for now is the market to retrace, to pull back, and for buyers to come back in. So in order for support to be formed, I just need to see a buyer candle formed. Um, we know major news is at 1:30. Unemployment claims, which will have an impact on the market. The 75 pip range, this can now change because it all depends where support is formed. New resistance is now formed at 33.99.82. Now, if we drop down to the 15-minute chart, we can see that resistance level is just a little bit higher at 34.02. So basically what I'm looking for are opportunities to trade this market long back in the direction of the predominant trend and up into this area here. Now, remember, the news announcement that is next is at 1:15 from the ECB. That's not going to impact this chart. That's not going to impact this chart. Um, what happens with the euro obviously will have an impact on European indexes. So if they do reduce the rates by 25 basis points, I would expect to see that have a positive tick up on the DAX. Although we aren't trading that right now. We'll wait for the news to come out. Hey, Said. Hey, Charlie. Um, Nice to see you all. Listen, if you do want to see the charts in a little bit more detail, it's probably a little bit better on YouTube. You can see that. I'll just share my stand store details so you can check this. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, sir. Uh, Charlie from, I just put that here so you can check YouTube out. Just click on the stand store and then you can subscribe to YouTube, um, where you probably get a better picture of the charts. So we're just waiting now for a buyer candle to come in. Buyer candle comes in, we have a BPC setup. What's happened? New message. So from your analysis, you think it will build a structure, then go back up. Um, from my analysis, tells me I am looking for a structure to be formed. So whether it goes back up or it doesn't, I don't know. What I want to see formed is a buy candle. If I see a buy candle C, then I will look to place an order based on what happens next. Okay, so it's very rule based. I'll bring them the rules exactly so you can see it. So this is what I call my BPC. So breakout, pullback, continuation. We'll just put that there. So now you can see the rules exactly as they are. Um, I personally would be very interested in buying the break of the high of this candle, just because the trend is so strong at present. Uh, so I'm just looking now. I'm just gonna put an order on. 1 second. What's the high of that 15-minute candle? 3396.17. So 3396.17, 3396.4. It depends on the New York data. By the time this trade triggers, I would expect if it hasn't triggered by 1:15, I'll cancel the order. I won't be in this around the data release at 1:30. As you can see, I will always have my data on, so I know when data is going to be released. I'm expecting to buy over 33.75. I'm expecting to buy over 33.75. Well, we're at 33.95 now, so not quite sure what you mean. You want it to pull back down here? Um, okay, so yeah, listen, waiting for pullbacks is the main thing. Stick with the analysis. Look, whatever happens, Um, I don't mind. Listen, remember, I don't care whether it comes back all the way to support or not, because price will tell us if new support is going to be formed. Okay? Sorry, my bad. English not good. I meant, yeah, no worries, buddy. No, no worries. I appreciate the interaction. Trading since 2009, but I was predominantly a swing trader using commitment of traders reports, seasonality. So basically like a sentiment trader. Did that for a number of years until our favorite president, Mr. Trump, came into power in 2020. And basically, the systems I used then were just getting blown out of the water and it just wasn't working. So I changed to day trading back then. And that's where I'm at now. Mr. Armand, how are you, buddy? I'm looking for a long order here. I've got a pending order sat in, right? Got a pending order sat like this right now. But I will cancel. Why does the phone always ring when you're on live stream? There we go. But I will cancel it if it doesn't trigger in the next 10 minutes and wait for the news. You're on the right day to talking about COT, mate. Yeah, listen, COT is fine for a higher time frame. For day trading, it's not worth anything. And I would always trade very differently. See a lot of people that talk about COT data, they will trade it based on non-commercials and how uh, let's call them the speculators will trade. I always used to trade based on how commercial entities were positioned because essentially they equate to about 60 to 65% of market data. The trading sand. Yeah, well, listen, swing trading, it's perfect. I just stopped using it when Trump came out last time because just markets were just too volatile. A tweet here, this bit of news, that bit of news, and it was it just literally just was doing my head in. You go from a certain style of analysis, one tweet had come out, you'd be, I don't know, 1-2% in profit. The market had just dropped 300 points, and next thing you know, you've been stopped at break even or you've lost whatever you were risking on that trade. And then it goes off and carries on in the direction. So that's why I stopped. Was it hard for you to move from swing trading to day trading? Yeah, listen, nothing's going to be easy because you kind of have to unlearn and relearn, right? Uh, Not sure if you knew your camera's not on. Yeah, yeah, I can't have a camera on both setups, unfortunately, Peter. So it can only go on one of them, and because of the way the screen is on TikTok, I've kept it on TikTok. Otherwise, there's just going to be a massive void. Um, so day trading is I had to literally completely relearn, not relearn price action, but just relearn how to manage trades. Before it was kind of like a set and forget, and you didn't have to check. Now I'm very structured in the times of day that I'll trade, and I'm very structured in, let's say, the number of trades. So before was very rule based as well, but now it's rule based, but also time based. So when I used to use seasonality, that was a timing mechanism. When did I want to look at a particular commodity index, FX pair, based on the fact that I knew, let's say, April would be a particular, end of March would be a particularly strong seasonal time. August would be a particularly strong seasonal time. About to get triggered on gold, guys. Uh, all right, I'm just going to set my auto break even in for 10 pips. Let me see if I can bring it onto TikTok somehow. So yeah. Uh, Hi Chris, how you doing? Xander, should I hold or close my long on Euro US dollar? Right, okay. So when listen, the news is coming out, and in 8 minutes, they're forecast to cut interest rates by 25 basis points. In theory, that's meant to be negative for currency, right? However, these days, not necessarily positive news or negative news does move the market in the way um, that it's supposed to. So I'm not a big believer in fundamentals anymore, um, because the markets just go whichever way the biggest players in the market are positioned, and the only way of knowing that really, or as close to knowing that, is boycott data. That's the only true volume you'll see in the market from futures markets. A bit late entry in gold you have. Well, thanks for that, T. I'm not in it. We've been in it this morning. We came out and we're looking for a re-entry. But yeah, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'll do. But you can say I have always have critics on here saying don't do this, don't do that, bit late this. It is what it is. This is how I trade. Um, by all means, anyone that is willing to share their opinion, I always say, look, if you've got your own opinions, go live and share them, and let people see you trade. At Ryan, I also agree that there is always a prefabricated structure for news to hit and bounce. Listen, we can create any story we want. It's easy to create a story after the event. Okay? After the event, we can look at it and go, oh, the market spiked down and then went up. Oh, that was the market makers filling big orders and manipulation. Listen, whatever story you want to create, you can create the story to fit the chart. So if you want to tell yourself a story that you have no idea whether it's true or not, then fine, you do that. You've no idea. You can make up any story you want. You've no idea. So don't make up stories. Just trade what you see, and if you're right, you're right, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. That's it. It's all right, T. I get fed up with people telling me what to do and what not to do. I'm here, I'm sharing what I do, and we win together, we lose together. When I lose, the haters jump on it. When I win, people acknowledge and say thank you, whatever. But look, at the end of the day, it's a process. If you're in football, if you're in boxing, if you're in business, you follow a process. Some days are good, some weeks are good, some months are great, some months are terrible, but it's a process. Yeah, markets will build a narrative, and the narrative is usually built around what you see in the mainstream. Don't listen to it. Don't look. I mean, for example, if you trade indexes, the heymental.com, I am doing just great, thank you. Right. Um, look at Trump now. You know what the best Trump trade. Anyone in here now, tell me what the best Trump trade is. Do you have to know absolutely everything about trading to be profitable? No, you don't. Absolutely not. You just need to know what you need to know. So a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. A lot of, so for example, do you need to know how the engine works on a car to drive it? Yeah, you don't. Do you give a damn how the engine works? No. If you're the type of person that has that brain, that engineering mindset that wants to know the practical ins and outs of why something does this before you use it, then that's your intuitive, right? Okay, the Trump trade, right? The best Trump trade is wait for him to announce tariffs, let the market sink. You know that the opposition, whoever it may be, are going to come back to the table, start to do a deal. What happens? The markets bounce. Just wait for the markets to sell off hard, and then wait for some kind of announcement that they're coming back to the table, and boom, you just buy the indexes. Now that isn't a system, so to speak. That's not a process, but that is reality. You know what the narrative is every time he tells you there's going to be tariffs placed. You know the markets are going to sink, but you also know that they're probably going to come back stronger. So you just wait, you bide your time. Hey Lola, how you doing, darling? The tank, how we doing? So yeah, just sit tight. Right. Look, my pending order on gold, I'm going to cancel in 2 minutes. I've got 2 minutes left because I don't care if it shoots up. In fact, you know what, guys? Quarter past, so we've got 2.5 minutes. I need it to go 10 pips in order to hit TP1 and be at break even. Yeah, gold is a buy pending order. Uh, that's all we do sometime, and sometimes I'm not. Okay. TCO, how are we doing? I'm good, thank you. So yeah, remember we've got news coming out in 17 minutes. So for those of you that are like longer term holders, you probably don't want to just have a pending order sat there right now. I don't mind because I know usually when my trades trigger, I'm usually at break even within about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so it's all about keeping risk down. Now, around the news, you're likely to get gapped or slipped because spreads open. You're going to get slipped by the broker. Good brokers, bad brokers, they're all going to do it around these times of volatility. You just there's nothing you can do about it. It's natural. It's par for the course. Win rate this month we're up around 82%, but I would say usually anywhere between 65 and 75%. If I'm in a drawdown, it'll be around 50%. If it sinks on the news, fantastic. I'll look to be buying it. I'm only buying gold today. I'm not looking for any sells. Um, if it falls, I'll be super happy. It just means we can buy at a better price and have bigger targets potentially. So just stay disciplined, guys. That's all we can do. We have 30 seconds left before I cancel my order. Right. 18 seconds. Do I trade the NASDAQ? Yeah, I do. Golden NASDAQ. Right, I've just cancelled my order, guys. NASDAQ, let's have a look. Right, so let's just go to daily. Right. So first thing, if I'm just looking at the daily chart, we have now filled the wick that we spoke about a couple of days ago. Now look, gold would have triggered. I'm not in it. I'm not in it because I cancelled the order. Um, just because of news. Um, right thing or wrong thing to do, we shall see. But I always do the same thing. So we're going to wait because in 15 minutes we'll have a 30-minute candle to potentially play with. And if this candle is still bullish in 15 minutes, we have a setup. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. We'll go back over the NASDAQ. Go to the daily chart. Okay, one thing about NASDAQ right now, if you were to look at the daily candles, tell me what you see with the daily bodies. Nice one, trading sand. Lovely. Yeah, getting smaller. So the way I talk about market structure and candles is a little bit like a tennis ball. So we have 1 hour time frame in gold as an imbalance to monitor. Oh, imbalances. I don't look at. This sounds very SMC to me. Um, um, so look, I refer to the way price moves like this, where you see these big momentum candles, big bodies, and then they get smaller, smaller, and then it starts to accelerate as it comes down. The oh yeah, don't talk to me about fair value gaps. I don't know what marketing this guy has done, but he has literally brainwashed anyone that I know that's on TikTok. Everyone that comes in is always going on about fair value gaps, SMC, ICT. Guys, literally, I don't know what he's done, but anyway, it, ICT is king. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Never seen him trade live. Most. I see lots of hindsight stuff, but I've never seen him trade live. The full ICT trader, nice one. I've seen people do well with it, but a variation of it. The holy grail of trading is not the strategy, it's the trader itself. Kind of agree with that. You can give two people the same strategy, um, and you'll get two different results. It's like anything. You have to be fully disciplined in the process. Okay? You can have the rules, but can you adhere to them even when the time gets tough? Because it doesn't matter what the strategy is. Every strategy is going to have drawdown. Every strategy is going to go through a period of mental toughness. And how you deal with that is where you find most retail traders will generally switch strategies because they get freaked out by a drawdown. It's like being a boxer getting punched in the face. Do you stay calm and carry on fighting, or do you get angry and tear your opponent's head off? Those that get angry, guess what? They get whooped. Those that stay calm, they may still get whooped, but they follow the process and do what they're meant to. Um, okay, so gold's pushing up. I mean, I just, even though my bias is long on these markets just because of what's happening, I I don't like them at the minute. I'd be interested in NASDAQ shorts underneath 21,634, and I'd look for longs if we had a break above 21,801. Other than that, this area for me it's just horrible. It's all congested. It's just stay away from it. There's nothing appealing in there at all. So this would be a no trade range for me. At least with gold, we have a nice strong trend. Hmm. Ryan Apex, how we doing? Nice to see you guys. Um, the facts, the facts, what's that say? The facts is the same. Oh, the DAX is the same as the tech. No, the DAX is the German 30, the German 40, or the DAX. They're it used to be the German 30, but then as time has evolved, there's more. Hey Terry, how you doing? Hi Rupinder. Um, more companies have been added. So it's now the German 40. It's still the DAX, it's still the same thing. For NAS buys, would you wait for a candle close above? Yeah, I'd wait for a candle close on all of them. I wouldn't just trade momentum on any of them. So right now we have no orders. We're just waiting for a buyer candle on gold to form. If we get a buyer candle on gold to form, we'll be placing a pending order above the high. NASDAQ, I'm going to stay away from for now until we get above. So let me just type this in so you buys above 21,802 basically. I'll look for sells below 21,633. Okay, so sells below 21,633, and remember, either one of these areas, gold's dumping, lovely. I can't do anything yet anyway. I've got 9 minutes to wait for news, and then we'll see where it is. This is going to be no trade range for me. So not doing anything in this area. And if we go to gold, let me just copy the news tab. Gold's dumping. Looks like we're having a little bit of a whipsaw. Okay, so as you can the hell's going on? My broker data has stopped. Ah, there we go. We're back. Okay, broker data is now back after having a little bit of a pause for some reason. Like I said, we're waiting for buyer candle. If this forms as a buyer candle, as the news comes out, potentially we could have an order above the high, because these are the rules that I adhere to. So we've closed above resistance. We've got a minimum of two. We've got downrange candle here. We've broken the lows. The bullish candle close is what I'm looking for. As it stands, it's a downrange candle. Hey Nath, how you doing? Do I trade ICT? No. I wish I'm just thinking about good morning, Edwin. Good morning, Global Markets from Tanzania. How are we doing? I am just we trading? No, we're not trading anything yet. We're waiting for the news in 7 minutes, and then we'll decide what we're doing, if at all. It's buy for gold. Well, let's see. I'm only looking for buys. I'm not looking for sells. I'm only looking for buys. Personal preference. If you want to sell, that's your choice, guys. You do as you please, same as I will. Remember, it's just rule-based system. There's no emotions. What is ICT? It's probably one of the best marketers of a particular trading system I've ever seen, Edwin. Everyone on bloody TikTok seems to talk about ICT and smart money concepts. It's I've had more people join my mentorship that have blown through using ICT and SMC, which is why I know about it. But according to social media, there's a lot of people killing it. So I don't know. I don't know. I just stick to it's just a style of trading with a particular set of rules. But King City, Sid from Jamaica, how are you? Amp, today's London Open was perfect entry. Yeah, we had a. What do you think of the 20% consistency rule? What, within prop firms? I love that comment. Do as you please. Hey, listen, guys, you can't slate people you don't know. And I said this yesterday, right? Um, if he is a demo trader, doesn't matter. If he can teach you a system that works and you can go away and be profitable, then he's a good coach. There are many professional coaches out there that don't professionally fight, don't professionally compete. Go to university. There's many business analysts or business I forgot what you bloody call them these days. Uh, lecturers that have never run a business. It's true. So yeah, coaches don't play football. I mean, if you look at some of the size of the coaches, you can believe why as well. They'd probably make a better football than a football player. So just just be wary of haters and on socials, and be wary of the people that just keep blowing smoke up other people's backsides. At the end of the day, what you want to see is someone that's doing things right. If I want to coach, I want someone that is there doing it in front of me live so that I can learn from it. So there's no point me going to a tennis lesson and my coach can tell me how to play tennis. No, that doesn't make sense. I want my coach to be at the other side. Doesn't mean he's going to be the best, but he needs to be able to show me how to do it. You can't go to a tennis lesson without a tennis racket. You can't go to a paddle lesson without a paddle racket. So you need to be able to do what you're telling people to do. You don't have to be the best, you just need to be able to do it. And then the idea of a coach is to make someone progress. If you could make someone progress, then you're a good coach. Doesn't matter what ability they are. You know, you have different coaches for different things that take you maybe from beginner to intermediate. Then you might have another coach that takes you from intermediate to, let's call it, whether you want to call it master or advanced, whatever terminology you want to use. When you're doing something, if you can see progression, progression equals happiness, happiness equals action, and that is what you need to do. What's your win rate? As I said earlier, this month it's 82%, but on a usual month, anywhere between 65 and 75%. So it is still very early days this month, so a lot could change. I could have 3 or 4 losers and bring that win rate straight back down into the 70s. So um, that's like having a driving instructor that can't drive. Yeah. So yeah, you're not going to have a drive. Hey, Carolina, how are you, darling? Hope all is well. Seen your girls doing some fantastic show jumping recently online. They're growing up way, way too fast. What time do I usually go live? UK time, 1 p.m. So literally 28 minutes ago. I started a little bit early today, but yeah, 1 p.m. Um, my win rate are very low because my stop loss is very close. Yeah, but look, you can have a low win rate. Win rate doesn't matter, right? So win rate really doesn't matter. If you're trading something that you generally get, I don't know, let's say you get 3R on every trade, you can be profitable with a 30% success rate. Because that means every 3 out of 10 trades, you're making 9%, and you're losing 7 out of 10 trades. If you're risking the same, you're going to lose 7%. So you're up positive 2%. So win rate isn't everything. When you see some people that go, I've got 99.99% win rate, they might have one loss that wipes out all their winners. So you don't just necessarily look at the blueprint of what people are saying and think, oh, you know what, that's really, really profitable. He's 82% profitable. He's going to make loads of money. No, not necessarily true. So the best thing ICT can't trade, even he is a great mentor. There, okay, perfect. A mentor doesn't necessarily mean they have to do the thing that you want. As long as he can make you improve, that's the main thing. Um, okay, right. 1 minute. 1 minute for the news. Right, what I want to see. Okay, I want it to go down. Go down. Okay, so I'm gonna place. It's not in yet, but I'm waiting for it to go down. If it drops first, I've got a buy order going in. Uh, Okay, come on, drop down. I need it to drop down. I'm not just buying yet. Okay, so YouTube, I will. Oh, data's freezing. Oh, it's news time. Yeah, please. What pair is this? We're looking at gold. We're looking at gold. We're looking at gold. And what is? Okay, broker data keeps freezing. Bullish news for gold. Well, my broker data is not moving. My broker data is not moving. Uh, there's no point. It's not moving, Anna. My data isn't moving. It's just stuck at 33.97.34. Rescan servers. There we go. It's come back on now. Okay. Um, okay, so what we're going to look for now is a slight change because although that trade would have played out, let's have a look, see where the 15-minute close comes in. 15-minute close. All right. You know what? I'm going to wait for a 30-minute close above here. I'm not taking anything yet. Nasdaq's dropped a little bit. DAX is, oh, in fact, there we go. Let me just check. Did we see? Oh, hold on. We've got a press conference in 15 minutes. I'll sit tight, but I like DAX long as well, but I'm going to wait for the press conference. Not a lot here, guys. We're definitely bullish gold. It's just we have to sit tight and wait for the setup. Now, if we'd have just traded by the rules without bearing in, you can see here, this was an order based off the 30. News channels, I'm not doing any trades at the minute. News channels, Forex Factory, MyFX Book, any of them are perfectly fine. If you want a little bit more up to date, you can get a Squawk, go onto one of the Squawk channels. Um, if you use FX Pro, even a demo account, they used to give away, used to be able to get Squawk through FX Pro. I wouldn't use them as a broker, but it was a nice little freebie that came with them having Squawk, so you get real-time data. Say's World, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything yet. I'm waiting. I want to see what happens. Remember, comics has just opened. Data's just come out as actual was 247, forecast was 236. So unemployment was slight uptick, not massively, but look, you'd think that would have a negative impact slightly on indexes and positive on gold, negative on the dollar. We'll see. Simon Natras, DAX closed at resistance. Yeah, it's closed up there, but you have ECB press conference in 11 minutes, so stay away from it, to be fair. What do you mean at 7? I'm not sure. How long I've been trading for? Stick with Fiddle. Started in Nova. Well, I started trading penny stocks in oil and gas shares back in 2006. Um, that was just like I built a system there that was fundamentals. did really well out of it. Unfortunately, my greed kicked in and I leveraged massively on a company called Rockhopper that I bought in at a very low price and it just kept going up and it got to about £10. I bought in originally at 67p. It went down to just under 30 and I bought quite heavily. Turned £5,000 into just under quarter of a million in a year. And then everything I had, I leveraged massively when it was at 10 quid because all the reports and things I was reading, it was going to 20, 50 quid, so forth. And I lost it all. So it is what it is. Um, um, but day trading, I started in 2020. Uh, can you please check US 30? Uh, yeah, big roller coaster. And then US 30, let me have a look. This isn't something I trade, but look, they're all going to be now. There's for those classical kind of chartist people, let's just get rid of all this. First thing I see, because this is like takes me back to old thing is when you see the market coming down, creating a lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. So this point here is based off the dailies where you get a change in structure, right? This next point is a typical what I call inverted head and shoulders neckline. So this is your next higher low, and anything above here, you're just looking for higher lows to trade it back up into this area based off the daily. Now, that's not the way I trade these days, but that's what I'd be looking for if I was trading this chart. Um, why wouldn't I? Because I only trade NASDAQ in the afternoon, DAX in the morning, and gold morning and afternoon. Um, how don't you exit at quarter of a million, man? Greed, mate. Honest answer is greed. If you think something, remember, this is, I'd never traded before. I was working in car sales. Um, I was working 7 days a week and I basically turned 3.5 month. I was getting £1,400 a month. So, what? Just short of 3 months full salary into a quarter of a million, and everything I was reading was pointing to the moon. And remember, I got no trading experience, and I'd created a little system with my retired neighbor who was doing something very, very similar. And you know, he was a little bit more conservative with his risk. So he took some cash out. So he was all right. I didn't. I went, as you say, text them, go big or go home. And yeah, I ended up going home empty-handed. But what it taught me was you can make a lot of money from trading, and that's really why I got absolutely sucked into trading. Um, how long did it take you to master psychology and how did you do it? Psychology holds me back. I still struggle with psychology. I I'm a bit of a hothead. So I have to rein it in, guys. I have to rein it in. No one's perfect, and anyone that tells you they're perfect and can you like to target one to one, not necessarily. Um, you shorted Nasdaq. Okay. Uh, let's have a look. There's no trades for me at the minute. I'm going to be looking for longs above 21,800. Gold's not doing anything, but yeah, Bazoo, unfortunately, mate, I don't do guests or co-hosting. So listen, honestly, guys, you're always going to be learning, you're always going to be developing, you're going to find new things out about yourself every day. So let's say you're starting now with a 1K account or a 10K account. Your next challenge will be when it's 50K. You're going to have a different set of emotions. You're going to have a different set of challenges. When it comes to 100K, you're going to have a different set of challenges. Then when it gets to 250, you're going to be like, right, what do I do now? Do I take some money out because I'm making good money here and do I put it in somewhere else? And where else do you put it? Does that mean you need to learn another skill, master something else, or do you find someone else to manage that for you? Or do you go into property? These are the things that you're going to every hurdle that you get over is going to bring you to another hurdle, and you're going to have more obstacles, and the more money you make, the bigger the obstacle. It's simple. So you're gonna be working on DAX closed at, yeah. So there's no trades for me at the minute, guys. There's no trades, absolutely zero. Um, we're just waiting patiently. And as I say, and I repeat on a daily basis, you are gonna do the one thing you will do least of when you're in the markets is trading. Everything else you're gonna do more of. The thing I do most of is talking. And then outside of that, it's analysis. And then outside of that, it'll be testing and that'll be using a simulator, or it'll be testing with one of my private one-to-one guys. It'll be anything like that. Question for everyone, because there's quite a few in here. How many of you are trading prop accounts? How many of you trading prop accounts? Real, I am funded with Top Step. Okay, so listen, things don't. So prop accounts are good. They're a great way for people to trade more money and build up their own personal account. But the one thing you the one thing you have to why does this guy keep asking me? Bazoo, if you are on and you're listening to me, stop asking to join as a guest. I don't do guests, okay? Um, and the reason I don't do guests is because I get thrown off like that. It's not that I don't know who anyone is, so I don't want don't take this the wrong way. I don't want some fool coming on and talking about nonsense. Um, you could be the best person in the world, you could be someone great to know, but unfortunately, I just want to give content that I believe will help traders either develop themselves personally or help them in the trading cycle, the trading journey, wherever they are, be it at the beginning, be it somewhere in the middle, or somewhere very advanced. Because again, you're all gonna. Hey Dan, how you doing? Loads of people on today, are there? I still don't know quite where to check this out. I gave up on the prop firms. That's what I was talking about. Prop firms. Yeah, so look, prop firms. The the prop firms that you need to trade with, you've convinced me to use an instant account when I'm ready and a bit more consistent. Okay, so listen, um, a prop firm, you want to use one that allows you to trade in the way that you trade your real account. So you want one with low restrictions because the ones with more restrictions are set up to make you fail. So pretty much most prop accounts will, uh, let's say, they will give you a drawdown limit. They will tell you you can't take a trade within 5 minutes of each other because they will then be categorized as the same trade. And then if they are categorized as the same trade, if you make X amount of dollars, when you combine that together, it's going to take you over your consistency rule, which means then that they will discount those two trades. They won't allow you to trade news. They won't allow you to use an EA. I use Magic Keys or Trade Assistant or Dane's Trades. The more restrictions that are put in, there's one reason for it. It's so you pay for a demo account, which costs nothing. So if you're looking for an account to trade with the least restrictions as possible, check out this, guys. I want you to check this out because when you look at them, so all you have to do is just click on my stand store, right? Just click on my stand store. You don't have to pay for anything. There's nothing there. Just select the instant trader. So instant funding. So just select instant funding. When you click on that, then just look at the website, look at what they do. There is no restrictions. You can use EAs. The only thing you can't do is arbitrage. So they'll block you if you're doing arbitrage, which to be fair, I don't blame them. Um, you know, but everything else they will allow you to do. So That's where I'd be. There's no daily drawdowns. You don't have to worry about trading either side of news. Literally just click on that link. You'll see. And I know people say, oh, I want to get consistent first. So how to get consistent? First, best bit of advice I'll say to new traders is trade with the lowest lot size there is. You can't do any damage. Even on a proper count, you can't do damage if you're trading at the lowest lot size. Right, let's see what's going on with the DAX quickly because the ECB press conference is going on right now. Okay. If so you trade at the lowest lot size you can. As you're trading at the lowest lot size, then when you see profit, and I don't mean in a trade, when you see profit over a number of trades, over a number of, let's say, weeks, then you can increase to 0.02 or 0.03. I'll leave the rate of increase down to you because at the end of the day, it's your cash, it's your capital. The one thing that I'll always say is start at the lowest. You start at the lowest. When you make a mistake, it's going to cost you the least, as little as it can. Okay? Demos are a waste of time. Do not use a demo account. The only thing a demo account should be used for is platform orientation. You want to know how to get yourself around the platform. You want to know how to place a trade. You want to know how to kill a trade quickly if you've made a mistake. You want to know how to scale out. You want to know all these things. But in terms of using a demo account, it is a false sense of security and will lead you down a garden path you will not be able to make your way back from. Okay, so stop demo trading instantly. Demo is the biggest con of them all. You know, don't do it. Okay, um, where are we right now? Okay, yeah. So there's not a great deal going on. We have had the news come out. So now there's no BPC trade anymore. So that's got sorry, BPC trade is off the books. Can't do no BPC trade. So what I'll be looking for is buys above call it 3,400, right? And that's going to be a breakout trade. So my BPC trade, I'm going to have to wait for the market to come lower and we need some clean range to trade up into. So I'm going to need at least two more candles to move lower before we can do anything, okay? That's what I'm going to need for a BPC trade. No, just I trade spot market, no futures. At Mark Owen, is this your prop firm? How long has it been around? It's not a prop firm. It is basically a what's the best way of describing it? Uh, let's call it a facilitator. Bazoo, pack it in, mate. Why do you keep asking to be a guest? It's a facilitator. So you actually have to open a live account. So it's done through a brokerage. You have to go through AML and KYC, and I don't have a brokerage. Okay. So once you go through the process, you deposit funds into your own personal account, and then they will create you an incubator account. So the reason I like them is because we've had multiple members. Some are on YouTube right now, so you can ask them on YouTube that have been paid out. Rupinder's on there. She's had a payout of $480 last month. Who else is on there that's had a payout that I know of? Peter Arman's had a payout of $1,600, and that's all I can see. Oh, Anna's on there. She's had a couple of payouts, $800 and I think $480. Bazoo, yeah, I can see you, mate, and I know you keep asking to be a guest, but I don't do guests, buddy. So please stop sending the damn request in. Uh, Okay, so nothing has happened. Price has come into the zone. We're right in the zone. So we'll see what happens. DAX is popping. Look at that. There you go. DAX has popped. Whatever was said. Uh, yeah, sorry guys. I don't do guess. I don't do guess. Um, just, uh, I'll I'll read into it more. Thanks for the link. Pleasure. Yeah, no worries. Anytime. NASDAQ, DAX was perfect, but just too tricky around the news. By all means, when it was down here, yeah, you could have looked at putting the buy stop in, but I'm not one for taking risks like that. Gold also dropped rupee. Yeah, gold's looking it's in a nice area. So if we get a bullish candle form anywhere down here, it can come even lower. I don't mind. This buys above was from morning analysis, so I'm just waiting for BPC's setup now. So we're good to go. We just need a bullish candle to form. Euro dollar and cable is what I'm waiting for now, waiting for the 4 hour to close. What's happening on those markets? Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, spike up. Okay. How is instant trading works? So basically, when you deposit, if you click on the website, you'll well, listen. I don't want to be rude, Bazu, but I told you I don't do guess, so I don't want to keep reiterating the same point. Um, but yeah. So please stop asking. Uh, yeah, I don't know how you do that, so it has crossed my mind. But yeah, listen, guys, we're just gonna. All I'm waiting for is a bullish candle, and then I'll be a buyer. Uh, is this pullback concerning me? No, not at all. I'll click his name. Okay, if it pops up again, I will do that. Terry, yeah, I thanks, guys. Someone's just told me how to do that. So if we do, um, okay, yeah, he's doing it again. Right, let's see where this guy is. Sorry, Bazoo, mate, but you're driving me nuts. We'll see you tomorrow if I can find your. Let's find Buzz. No, I can't find him now. Here we go. Block. There we go. Done. Blocked. Yeah, thanks, guys. Done it. So here we are. Right now, it's what we got. 7 minutes. Now, unfortunately, in 7 minutes' time, we're not going to have a bullish candle because that would mean that the market has to break the high of this candle in the next 7 minutes. And if it does, then I'm going to have to wait for a breakout. So my ideal scenario right now is that this market stays anywhere where it is. The next candle comes down and then closes its bullish candle. I'll then be I'll be then looking to buy the break of the high of the next 15-minute candle, providing it closes bullish. Okay. So listen, it's always a disciplined approach. It's a mechanical approach. I don't see a big candle go, oh my God, I've got to get short on this. Okay. It will crash badly. If it crashes badly, guess what? I'll look for sells once we get below. I'd look for sells if we got a close below here. But I wouldn't do it on this candle. I'd wait for the market to pull down, maybe create a resistance, then I'd look to do it. So again, it's always a process. I don't give a damn whether it's going to drop, not drop, whether it's going to rally, makes no difference. I don't care what people's opinions are. It is a process. So it's a little bit like, I don't know, baking a cake. Yeah. You bake a cake, you have a certain amount of ingredients. You use certain measures of those ingredients and you cook it at a certain temperature. And that's the way you cook a cake. I have a way that I trade the charts. I have my ingredients, the way I put them together, and the way I manage them. So you can stand there and sit there and tell me whatever you want in terms of where it's going, how it's going, and how you trade. And this isn't me being rude to you. This is me saying, I don't care because I have a way of baking my cake or placing my trade that I've done for a number of years that provides for me. And I'm trying to show you that just a simple process can do it in a certain way. Flip long on the DAX, I mean, let's have a look. Uh, yeah, and if this hourly candle closes like this one, the next one comes down. How big's the wick? 60 points. Yeah, you could look for a flip on the DAX with trend, but it needs to go down first. NASDAQ buys. I just need to see it stay above this 21,800. So looking for, there's going to be potential maybe. What do you think of Rolls-Royce? Um, they're nice. What indicator and trading platform are you using? I don't use any indicators. I use TradingView for analysis. And hey, Terry, take care, buddy. And then I use MetaTrader just to place trades. Do you do any longer term swing trades? No, not anymore. I don't have the patience for it anymore. I am full on day trading. Um, I have the patience to sit here and wait for a trade, but once it's in, that's it. I want it to be hitting TPs and break even quickly. Do you trade liquidity engineering? Liquidity engineering, whatever that means, I have no idea. But no, I just trade price action. Simple, simple, simple. Um, you can make trading as difficult and as crazy mad as you want it. Anyone who needs Sol can contact me for free. Fucking hell. They're all coming in today. Yeah, thanks, Pella, and goodbye. Wow, price action is dope. Um, Look, at the end of the day, I just like things that I can do easily. It's something you have to be able to. Look, my youngest member is 14. He started with me when he was 12, and I believe that anything that you do should be easily transferable in a simple message to anyone. And if it's not, then it's too complicated because humans, we have uh, a nasty ability of trying to overcomplicate things. Has someone ever told you something and you go, it can't be that simple? Why not? We have to build up all this wonderful fictitious story in our head that X, Y, Z happens and da 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 da. Listen, I'm not debating that there's a lot of things that are complicated, but if you can make something simple, then keep it simple. As one of my mentors said to me, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Terry, see you soon, buddy. Sports day at 2 p.m. I hope the weather's better where you are because it's bloody awful here. All right, let's have a look, see what's going on with the DAX and NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ's no good for me. No, I can't do anything. There's no close above, so we wait for the next candle on the NASDAQ. How long do I go live for? Usually minimum of an hour, up to 90 minutes, something like that. I don't like to stare at the charts too long. I do one session, I do a session in the morning for members, and then I do a session in the afternoon that obviously members can attend, and then obviously anyone on socials can attend, and then our community has an evening session as well, just for swing traders. I don't run that one because, like I said, I don't swing trade it anymore. I've got another couple of guys that take that. Dan, take care. Have a good afternoon. Hope those meetings are good. Um, Thanks for attending. Appreciate your support. Where are we at? What are your best confirmation before entering the trade? Okay, so look, here we go, DAX. If this candle had wicked down first, I'd have been a buyer. Um, I will look. Uh, I'm just waiting for a bullish candle now. Bullish candle to form. So look, these are the setups that I trade. Don't know why it keeps doing that. So I have 5 different setups or systems. Oh, text, favorites, setups. Are you? There's. All right. Let's just see. Just see if this works this time. Don't know why it's not. There we go. So they're the setups that I trade, um, and they all have very, very simple rules. I'm thinking we might see the bulls step in near 3397. 3397. They'll have to step in before that. Yeah, big engulfing candle. So if we look at the higher time frames, we're seeing hourly's looking great, guys. Hourly's looking great. If this candle, we've got what, 58 minutes left. This candle or the next candle can come all the way down to 33.63. As long as we don't close below this area, I will be looking for bullish candles to then trade back up. We've got lovely clear space. So this pullback won't frighten me, won't put me off. I'm not looking for shorts until we get below here. But if we get below here, which by 3 o'clock I won't be trading anyway, so I'll be out of action. I'm done for I'll be done for the day. Always have points that you're prepared to cut off from. You want to make sure that when you're trading, you stick to your rules, and that could be the trading days. Some people just trade like one of my members, Nigel. He just trades Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He leaves Monday and Friday alone. He just trades the London session, the US session, couple of hours a day. That's it. He's doing super, super well. Some of them trade just the London session with me on Zoom. Some of them trade London and the US Monday through to Friday. But whatever it is you're doing, just remember there's a process that you have to adhere to. The more disciplined you are, the better you will become. Okay? How bad is the Asia session? Look, I tell you what, there's some massive moves in the Asia session. If GMT time, if you look at 2 to 3 a.m., there's some wicked candles. I'm just not staying up for it. I'm not staying up for it. So 2 to 3 a.m. GMT or BST. Look at that time in Asia. So what's that? It's going to be so 2 a.m. It'll be uh, what's that? It's gonna be like they're probably 8 hours ahead. So 10 a.m. in Asia. You What are my points of interest this session? Um, they're marked on the map. Well, it pretty is a map. It pretty much is a map, right? Looking to get long above 3,400. I'm also waiting for a buyer candle. If I don't get a buyer candle anywhere down here, I'm not doing anything. So I've got to wait. I'm not selling. I'm just waiting for buyers. But yeah, check out the Asian session at 2 a.m. if that works for you. It doesn't for me. So, so yeah, we uh, we just trade the London session. I'm up from about 5 a.m. in the UK, 5:30. I'm looking at opportunities then, and I'm done by 8 a.m. So do a live stream 7 to 8 a.m. for members. And that, as I say, is where we're looking at gold and DAX. I won't look at the NASDQ until the US session, but it's been quiet today. Been quiet. I not even. How many of you looked at these big moves and thinking, oh, I should have traded this or I should have traded that? Because that'll be the downfall, guys. Not this isn't me being horrible, but this is where you have to get a grasp of FOMO. Don't worry if it's dropping. Don't worry if it's flying. There'll be more trades. And this is why you want rules. If you have rules, you do you have any scaling strategy? No, but in terms of scaling, let's say I see the setup on the 15 and I get triggered, and whether I stay in that trade or I get stopped out, if the setup is then valid again on the next 30-minute candle, I'll take it. And if it's valid again on the hourly, I'll take it. So I have potential to take the same trade on the lower, the mid, and then the higher time frame, but I won't just naturally keep taking trades and scaling in, if that makes sense. FOMO, exactly. Next stop 3,000, maybe, or next stop 4,000. FOMO used to hit me so hard then I'd enter trades over leveraged and my heart would be pumping. Yeah, be the best natural drugs you ever take to get your heart pumping. They're the biggest dopamine kicks. Been in this crazy industry since November 2009. I've been around some really experienced traders. Like I said yesterday, I had a chap called Andrew Brody who used to work at Bank of Nomura, very mechanical. He mentored me for a couple of years. Very mechanical, just used to trade. I'd look through my old books to see if I could remember. Euro dollar was one, dollar Swiss was another. I think Aussie Kiwi was one. I can't remember what the other market was. But yeah, he used to just trade like three or four markets, three different systems that were completely separate, all mechanically based. So no emotions were involved. Um, and yeah, that was it. And then I had a chap before him called Julian McCree that was from Fidelity. Um, and he's the one that then led me down the commitment to traders report and seasonal analysis. I went on to then work with a chap called Larry Williams, who I would say was the master of commitment to traders. Um, you can join my team by clicking on the standstill link, Sales World I've just put there. Um, if you just click on there and go to VIP member, there is a 33%. Um, yeah, well, private mentoring with him, yeah. Uh, back in when did I? But I don't trade like that anymore now. 2000 and I want to say 12, 2012 to 14. Mate, the guy's a genius, an absolute genius, and I believe he's still trading now. He's absolute genius. Uh, very, very intelligent, very, very mechanical. But again, the one thing I got from all of these three masters are in their own right, is they took emotions out of trading by having everything detailed, mechanical information that it was an if done process. You did this if that happened, and you did that if that happened. If it didn't do this, you didn't do that. Basically, basically like coding. If you were to code something for a computer, you can't have gray areas. Not that I know anything about coding, but I've given information to coders, and they would say, "Oh, you can't do that because this is where the computer will get stuck." So you have to do it in a way that there's no gray areas. I've seen some interviews with him and have to agree. Honestly, he's amazing. That's some great advice, and I think is what keeps me from consistency. Yeah, honestly, gray areas will be the killer, and I don't mean like gray areas as you see on my beard, but gray areas are the killer when it comes to trading. Um, Chris, I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I said I stopped trading like that purely because of when Trump came into power last time. The markets just kept going crazy up and down, and I'd be in a position, I'd be in profit, I'd get wiped out, and then it'd go back in the direction. It just used to, you'd wait weeks or a month for a particular type of setup, and you get the setup and you think, fantastic, I've been waiting for this. And then one crazy blip or tweet, and that was it, done. Um, and that was it. I changed to day trading. So I'm kind of liking what's happening right now here, guys. This is going to be potentially perfect. I'm going to buy the high of this candle, guys. If it breaks its own high, I'm just going to buy the high of this. What time is it? 10 past 2. In fact, I'm going to wait. I'll wait for the candle to close. I'm going to wait for the candle to close because we've only got 4 minutes. In 4 minutes time, wherever this is, we're probably going to have a buy stop above the high of this current candle. Okay. Uh, the, hey, I did say 33.97. 33.97's up here. Or did you mean 79? Do you want 33.79 or 33.97? What was the question? Wait, I'll check when I'm back at my. It's all right, mate. Look at it, it's breaking the high now. We've got 3 minutes. If this closes bullish, guys, we've got to buy. Uh, what am I looking at? None of them. None of them. Don't care about any of them. Get ready to be buying gold, guys. Get ready to be buying gold. How long we got? 2 minutes and 12 seconds. What do you think is the key to understand the market? That was the question I missed. I was trying to, yeah, I mean, if I was to dumb it down, the key to understanding the market is kind of what I said yesterday. If you know this is a candle, right? If that's the high, that's the low. Forget what the open and close is because right now that doesn't really matter. If that's the high and the low, yeah, this is a 15-minute time frame. The next candle can only do four things, which is this. It can have a higher high and a higher low than the previous candle, which I call an uprange candle. It can have a lower high and a lower low than the previous candle, so that's a downrange. It can have a higher high and a lower low than the previous candle, that's an outside. And it can have a higher low and a lower high, that's an inside candle. A candle can't do anything else. It cannot do anything else than those four options. So the only other variable to that is how the candle closes. So if you know there's only four different options, then if you know the trend is up, which one of those candles do you think you're more likely to see? Uprange, downrange, inside or outside? Which one do you think you're more likely to see? Inside, outside, uprange or downrange if the trend is up? Outside is a good option. So are you more likely to see a candle like this if the trend is up? Like this? Like this? Or like this? Uprange would be the one that you'd see most of. If you look at an uptrend, most of the candles will be like that. And that's because the market will keep breaking the high. And outside is also a good option because it breaks the high. So when you know there's four different options, if you can read market structure in terms of breaking highs and lows, in terms of structure, not just candles, then you've got a massive advantage. Just wait for clear candle space, wait for the market to break structure, and just look for uprange candles. Simple. Yeah, exactly, Edwin. Yeah, exactly. Listen, guys, trade trading should be simple. Should be simple. If you're making it difficult, then that's your fault. If someone's trying to make it difficult for you, then they're probably trying to sell something that's something else, right? Yeah. So unfortunately, we didn't get the candle close. Oh, actually, no, order's going in. The 15-minute closed, all right. I'm buying the high of that. So I've got an order above the high of this candle, guys. Order's in. Um, I'll flip it on YouTube so you can see. Right, YouTube, there you go. You can see orders in. I'm just going to put my auto break even in. Uh, there we go. Let's put partial TP in. Okay, so let me see if I can uh, add it back again. Add source. All right, I'm just seeing if I can bring in um, ah, display capture. Add. Okay, there you go, guys. So you can, I've done it now. So you can see, right, I'm going to put in another partial TP. That's going to be a bit higher, 35 pips, because I'm going with trend. So break even is at 10. So you can see it here, guys. This MT4 chart. Hilarious, no problem. It's a buy stop order that's in. So look, what we have happening right now is I'm just going to zoom in on trading view. In fact, I'll do it over here because, in fact, it's not, it'll work for, so stop loss is underneath this candle here. So put it at 3377, basically, 3377. Um, so just think now, we've seen the market reject this price point here. I'm going to mark it up on TikTok because it's going to be easier. So we've had shucks, I'm struggling to see it. Okay. Uh, let me just damn it. Wrong one. Let me move. That didn't work. Okay. So you see that 15-minute candle, this 15-minute candle. Let me zoom in a bit more. We've seen the market come down. It's rejected the lows, right? The next candle, the current one that's running right now, it's gone down first. So because it's gone down, this is exactly like um, a bow and arrow, right? If you want to fire a bow and arrow, you have to do this, right? You have to pull it back, you let go, and it projects forwards. So when I look at the charts, I want to see the market pull back, attract buyers, and then it projects forwards. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. It's a so buy stop is in at around 84.40. Okay, and we're just looking for this market to, yeah, the wicks are the bowstrings. So this is the market coming down. Some people will say it's called grabbing liquidity. For me, it's just attracting buyers, right? Because if you think of the old saying, you want to buy low, sell high. So at what price point does it need to come to attract buyers in order for the market to start going up? Well, somewhere in this price point is where buyers start being attracted. they've not been attracted enough yet for it to break a new high. If we break the previous 15-minute candle high, then buyers are really attracted, okay? So look, we've waited what, an hour and 20 minutes for this potential setup. Here we go, we're about to get triggered. Not yet. You'll see when I get triggered because in the top right, numbers will start flashing. When it's positive, they'll be in blue. When it's negative, they'll be in orange. Um, when it gets to 100, this first purple line, that's when you'll see my stop loss go straight to break even. I won't even touch it. The market will do that. Okay. And we are triggered. Oh, nasty fill. A little bit slippage there. So we are live now in a trade. Gold longs, gold buys. Yeah, gold buys. We are live. Only, well, it flicked our entry price. Now we're $1 down. I can't do anything with trade management because it has to break this low, unfortunately, for me to do anything. The next candle, if it opens in 9 minutes, depending where the trade is, if it pushes up first and then it breaks the low, I'll close half off. You got taken out on break even. Yeah, you probably got a better fill. I got slipped at 84. I got slipped about 3 or 4 pips there. So yeah, we're in a trade. We're live on gold. We're 4 pips down at the minute, 2 pips down. Waiting for lift off. We're 14 pips down now. This we bought on the 15-minute, guys. We bought on the 15-minute. So just wait. All we can do is wait. The market has to do its thing. It will touch stop loss. If it does, I'm out. Do I get upset? No. It's like being a boxer and getting hit in the face and getting upset. You learn to deal with it. You review your trades. Did you do everything right? If you did, then fantastic. Right. Ooh, that was a nasty minute there. Now, just looking, candles breaking the highs, still respecting the lows, even on the lower time frame. So happy with it. 5 minutes. Now, trade management technique. If this candle closes bearish, if it closes bearish, I will close half of my position. That's if I'm still in the trade. We've got 6 minutes left. And you can see how close that was to break even. The difference between break even and potentially a losing trade or a winning trade. is the distance between the high of this candle and that, which is about half a pip. But what can we do? Not a lot. Oh, I've got some messages coming through it. And this is this is the joys of you could be sat waiting for a trade all day. It comes, and then you get taken out. We held in just. Sell or buy? We're in a buy. We're offside at the minute. We're $5.50, $6.50 offside. Stop loss is very close to being taken out, and if it gets taken out, it gets taken out. This is the joys of trading, guys. Look, ultimately, you sit here, you wait for something, you plan it out, and you can do everything you want for the plan, and the trade can still go wrong. Or you can plan it all out, and it works just perfectly fine. We can't control the way the market moves. We can't even control the direction. All we can control is the risk and how we manage the trade. So look, even now, right? If this trade moves in a certain way, I can't do anything with my stop loss right now. I'm stuck. The only thing I can do in the next few minutes is depending how this candle closes. If it if it closes bullish, then I'm fine. If it closes bearish, then I'll close half of my position. So whatever this is at $4.50 down, I'll close half of it and I'll effectively lose whatever that equates to. News will always affect the market, but look, I waited for the news at 1:30. That's the only thing I was bothered about. The rest of it, look, whatever happens, happens. So we've got 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. 2 minutes, 10 seconds for NYSE Open, and it'll probably create a little jump in gold, whichever way. If it jumps to, hey, from Philippines, how are you? It may be a jump lower, it may be a jump higher. I have no idea. All I can tell you is I followed my rules, I've adhered to them, and I either end up with a losing trade, a winning trade, or a break even. I can't do anything else. Um, hey, Seas World from Philippines as well. Well, so we've got OBB. What's happening now? 1 minute, 20 seconds. Now, the closer this gets to the stop and to the open, the more likely it is that spreads will probably take a little bit of an opening closer to 230, and we'll probably get pinged, unfortunately. If it happens, it happens. We can't do much about it. And I've not even been able to reduce my risk. The candle structure and the way the market has moved over the last 15 minutes hasn't allowed me to do anything. So, hi from Ghana. How are you doing? Oh yeah, I'll let the trade play out. It does what it does, but I always manage risk. So you can never just let the trade run and have complete faith in your analysis. You have to appreciate what the market tells you, and if it tells you that the sellers are in control, the buyers are in control, and that's against the direction that you're trading, then do something about it. Just kill a proportion of the positions that if it does carry on going against you, you're not going to have a massive loss. Okay? These are elements that you can control in the market, things that you can't control. I'm already long. We're long and we're losing. So look, Ooh. So we need to close half of this position. So I just I just closed half of that up there. So you probably heard it using this button here, just closed half. So took a loss on half the position. So we'll see what happens now. What's going on with the NASDAQ? It's not doing a great deal. So just lost about, it was 44 pips there for half of the position. Now, as traders, you can, if you want, you can then give the trader second opportunity by putting a buy stop above the highs. Now, unfortunately, the way that last 15's closed, it doesn't look too positive for the 30. So realistically, I would expect this market to stop me out now. Now, if it doesn't, then great, I'm happy. But what I have done is I've reduced risk. I've closed half of my position. Hey, Edwin, cheers, buddy. Take care. Have a great day. Say hi to the family. Maybe see you tomorrow. If not, see you at some point next week, buddy. So I'm going to stay live on stream until this trade plays out, win, lose, or draw. Okay. So whatever happens, happens. But I will stay live on stream. What are these boom? I'm not quite sure. Something's just come in. Boom and sent a rose. Oh, thanks for the gifts, guys. I'm not quite sure what I do with them, but I really appreciate it. Son, yeah, well, sells in gold will be doing better than my buys right now, but I'm I'm long gold, but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Here comes the gold rocket. Boom and crash. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. I have no idea what they mean or what to do with them, but thank you. Uh, so, mm, let's see what's going on with the NASDAQ quickly while this is panning out because I can't do anything with my stop. Nothing. Oh, DAX has taken a tumble. Okay, so the DAX has given up all its gains. Hmm. Let's see. Here comes the gold rocket ship. We've had to sit through a bit of pain here, guys. But okay, if we break the high of that candle, guys, we are good to go. And slightly in profit, not much, or very close to break even. Lucky now. Doesn't get any closer than that. You see the purple, that first purple line? When price touches that, then the software will move the stop loss to break even. I mean, had it hit there, we'd have been stopped out at break even, but I would take a break even trade right now. Much better than a loss. Can you please explain to us your analysis for this entry? Dean Hub Center. What I would say is just bear with me. It was based around this 15-minute candle here, the one that rejected. The next candle, you can't see it from this, but it actually went down first before it broke the high. So as it went down, we placed a buy stop above here. This candle, we placed our stops underneath the low of this candle. It came close, didn't quite get there. Oh, it's flirting, flirting, flirting. Um, but we'll if we break this high, it's going to move to break even anyway. So there's nothing for me to do. Um, we can't really do anything right now. We're just in the in the hands of the charts and expect the market to continue with what we analyzed at the beginning, which is a resumption of the market to go back to the upside. Um, yeah, and there we go. That's break even. Okay, and there you go. There's TP1 hit. So that was 15 pips banked. We're at break even. I'm just going to move price up a slight bit. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to wait for another candle because I think we're good to go after this 15-minute candle. But we hit TP1 there, guys. It was 15 pips secured. We had to go through a little bit of pain, but there will be another setup. There will be another setup. Unfortunately, I have to go. But there you go. That was it. We we sat with it. You're probably going to go, oh, but look, it's gone 30 pips now. I don't care, guys. I have my rules. There's a reason for me moving my stops at certain points. Um, yes, I miss out on profits sometimes, but I also stop getting losses as well. Remember, you're never going to capture everything. Um, the 30-minute, the 15-minute are all looking excellent for a trade at 245, so in 8 minutes. If this candle closes bullish and above the high of this wick, the next candle moves down, place a buy stop above there. You've got at least 70 pips up to the highs. All right, guys. Well, listen, that's me done for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I had to go through a little bit of pain there. But you can't get upset with it. As long as you put your risk in, we identified where we expected the market to remain above. It's done that and held out. We took our TPs. So well done, guys. Thanks for joining. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, I'll be live again. So take care, have a great day, and enjoy your evening. Bye bye. Ciao. Guys on YouTube, take care. Bye bye.